Now, we have an amazing cosmetology program, but throughout my time as program director, there are a couple of things that I've come to understand. And one of those things is that the role of communication within our cosmetology curriculum. Now, we ask ourselves sometimes, or I'm going to ask you guys, what makes an amazing stylist? What makes your hairstylist so great? Now, for some people, they might say, every time I go, my stylist produces exactly what I'm looking for. But then you have to ask yourself why. How does my stylist know how to produce what I'm looking for? And so that takes us why effective communication is so important in what we do in the cosmetology setting, in that classroom, in that salon environment. Because not only will our students have to have amazing technical skills, they really must, most importantly, understand how to effectively communicate with that customer so that they can produce excellence when they are working with those technical skills. So when we look at the role and we start looking at some of the things that have changed and evolved in communication, we can look at over the years, it really has expanded and changed. Now, I've been in the industry for over 20 or 30 years now. And so when I look at communication, it was straight cut. Clients come in, we talk to them, we call them, and we do certain things to have effective communication, according to what my latest standard cosmetology effective communication definition is. So when we start looking at what that statement is, their definition states that effective communication is pretty much when two people are able to have a conversation and talk, and then that information that's delivered is understood by both parties. So in order for effective communication to take place, there must be two people communicating. And then when we think about communication, it can happen in many different platforms. It can happen verbally or non-verbally. But when we look at how it has advanced and changed so much, it has happened a lot when we start looking at social media. And so our students need to understand that effective communication is not only happening when we're one-on-one with our customers or our clients, but it also happens when we are taking advantage of the many different platforms, social media platforms out there. You know, hey, we can have a positive impact on our customers and our community, or we can have a negative impact, depending on what that communication process looks like. So when our students are in that salon environment, not only is it important to teach those technical skills, but it's now very important to make sure that we have that communication well woven within our curriculum. So when we start looking at the cosmetology curriculum, I think along the way we have advanced. We have been looking at our annual planning and look at the strategic planning of the college and saying, what are some of the things that have had a positive impact in our industry, and what are some of the things that are having a negative impact? And what I'm learning that those soft skills are really having sometimes kind of a negative impact, because they say about 75 to 85% of what we do are just our soft skills alone. And so if we're only teaching that technical side of things, then we have a whole area where our students are lacking. So it is our responsibility to ensure that we are developing and we are enhancing our curriculum to ensure that communication is at the forefront, to make sure those students understand the etiquette behind the chair, they understand their role in communication, in initiating positive communication with those relationships with their customers. When we look at communication, it can also determine what impact it's going to have on our customer relationships. Okay. And so our number one priority is always customer satisfaction, right? And so we want to make sure that our customers are satisfied. So once our students are able to work with those customers and be able to have that effective communication, then we have customers that, you know, we're looking at, it's essential to creating a positive client experience for them. So not only are they coming for that amazing shampoo, but they are also coming to make sure that they are felt like they are heard and they are able to hear you, and both of you guys are able to listen both actively and to also have reflective listening skills. So we look at one of the curriculums that we currently use is my Lady Standard Cosmetology curriculum. And in that curriculum, it talks a lot about effective communication, okay? And there are a lot of studies out there that are available to talk about why communication is so important. But there is a piece when we start looking at effective communication and the impact it has. And so when we start looking at our instructors, how can they determine if our curriculum is effectively producing and it's also accomplishing the student learning outcome, we can measure that. We really can. And so we start looking at those consultations that our students are having. So that's one of the roles of our cosmetology instructors, is to help develop and nurture those skills during those key important times. So communication happens from the time that customer walked through the door until the time that customer walked out of the door. But when that customer is sitting in that chair with that student one-on-one, or that hairstylist, that consultation is a key point to determine if effective communication is actually taking place. So we have an evaluation plan where our instructors are going through those steps and we have a 10-step process. When we look at My Lady Standard Cosmetology curriculum, there's a 10-step process, and it goes through a wide ranges of questions that you're asking and you're hearing and you're listening. And so we're starting off with what are our clients' needs, looking at the needs assessment, and then we're transitioning on to asking quite a few different questions to see and to make sure that we're hearing our clients and that we're understanding what they're looking for. Sometimes that communication will take visual aids, and then once we finalize that consultation, it is a time to reflect and use our reflective listening skills to make sure that we heard our client. So we repeat back what our client said, and then that is a way for our client to hear us and say, well, that was good, or no, you missed the mark. So with that being said, takes us all the way back to technical skills, soft skills. Which one is most important? So based off all this information, I hope that you guys have a better understanding of why effective communication and its role in our cosmetology programs on that salon floor, why it's so important to help you not only talk to your stylist and let your stylist know what you need, but also so that stylist can hear you and produce excellence in every service that they provide for you. So hope you understand that importance and look forward to you having a stronger relationship with your stylist through effective communication.